What's up, guys?
Jesus
Welcome
Christ, that was a
back.
loud clap.
Yeah, thank you. I pride myself on my loud claps and loud snaps.
Oh yeah.
Um,
You snap loudly?
you did. You actually said, because I went like that one time, and you're like, that was
Oh,
a snap.
yeah, it was pretty good snap, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Cool.
What's up, guys? It is episode 47 of the Post Pro podcast. Welcome back. My arm got pretty messed up last night.
Dude.
Softball.
No.
Yeah, I decided to do a headfirst slide into second, which let me tell you, it was a good headfirst slide, but my entire body is messed up now, especially the arm.
Did you make it?
Oh yeah, I mean it was a good slide. I was there safe, showing off the speed. But it's slow pitch softball. I went a little too hard, and I'll admit that. But anyway, this is a movie podcast, so movie news.
Yeah.
First thing I saw, which was pretty interesting, I think, Sebastian, you may have heard of this, but you'll at least appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that Zack Snyder released a behind-the-scenes photo of the Green Lantern scene that was supposed to be in the Snyder Cut. And I thought that was kind of interesting.
Wait, he did? I didn't even see that.
I saw it on IMDb this morning.
Well, let me go look at it really quick, because I actually really want to see that, because it was supposed to be Green Lantern and the Green Lantern Corps instead of Mr. Martian Manhunter. So.
Right. Yeah, it was a behind-the-scenes photo of, I don't know who the actor is. His name is Wayne T. Carr. Okay. And it was, Green Lantern. I mean, it's literally just green screen with a big, green screen suit.
Oh, so it was so we were actually going to get Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Damn. That pains me. That pains me so hard knowing that we actually almost got Jon Stewart on screen. Damn.
And they actually have, I don't know if you can see it there, but they actually had a rendered
Zach, holding
VFX shot too, and
dude, that
kind of neat.
No, that's so sick. Man, what could have been?
Yeah. Otherwise, I did hear that Michael Jordan's actually going to be making a cameo in the Space Jam, the new Space Jam. So, I mean, who cares? But kind of fun, I guess.
The trailer was awful.
Yeah,
it looks so bad.
It looks bad.
Yeah, that movie's gonna be bad.
Speaking of trailers, though, we got the Green Knight trailer recently.
It looks sick.
I still haven't watched that yet.
Very
It looks really cool.
Everything else, I'm very excited for it though.
I think it's based on King Arthur story, right?
Yeah, it's one of the Arthurian legends.
Yeah, dude, it looks wild. The cinematography looks wonderful. I'm very
cinematography and production design especially look very good. Costumes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it very much looks A24, which is kind of which is cool. But it looks very interesting. It's the only word I can think of, because the trailer did a good job of not giving away too much, but just intriguing enough.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
it's a different style for A24 too. So I'm very interested to see how they kind of tackle the fantasy horror-esque realm, because they're going a little bit horror too.
I mean,
a little bit.
Yeah, well, fantasy horror I feel isn't
weird
for them. It's just this is heavily more fantasy than
Oh yeah.
The Witch is based off of folklore and stuff, but it's very much grounded in real.
Even wasn't Under the Silver Lake A24? I mean, that's kind of fantasy.
Yeah. You can call that fantasy. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's
more like a mystery.
Grasp, but
but it's kind of a fantasy, I guess.
Sure,
it's the fantasy of Hollywood, but
but this is definitely more old school.
Oh yeah.
Or
it looks sick.
classic fantasy.
Cool.
Yeah.
It looks cool, dude. I'm excited.
Right. Then we got the Knives Out 2 sequel that building another stellar cast. Edward Norton, I know, is in there. Dave Bautista.
Catherine Hahn from WandaVision.
Mm-hmm. And Janelle Monáe is supposed to be looking in there for a role. And I'm sure down the road we'll see plenty of other A-listers and such get cast.
And Daniel Craig returning, of course.
Of course, yeah. So that should be... I'm just hoping it's better than the first one. I didn't really care for the first one.
I think the first one's fine. It's just I thought it was overrated a little bit. I liked it. I didn't hate it. I just thought it was fine. I didn't think it was the greatest mystery crime movie I've ever seen. I thought it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Nothing more than that.
Other news, I heard Robert De Niro hurt his leg.
No.
He hurt his leg. Robert De Niro hurt his leg.
De Niro. Well, I mean,
yeah. Apparently it was while filming Killers of the Flower Moon, but it was offset.
Oh, wow.
So who knows what De Niro was getting up to offset, but he hurt his leg.
Okay, De Niro.
Very sad.
We also got a first image from that as well. We have a image of Mr. Leo sitting down. He looks very old in the picture. So anyway, it's just a photo, but I mean I have nothing to work with on that yet.
Good cast, good director.
The story sounds pretty great too. It's about the Native American murders and like one of the tribes there and the FBI covering up and shit. So anyway, I don't know. It sounds interesting.
Yeah. And then the last bit of news I wanted to share is that we got some new releases. Spiral comes out today. The new Saw
film. Will be watching it.
Woman in the Window comes out today
really?
on Netflix. Yep.
Forgot about that fucking movie. Holy shit.
Yeah, I saw the trailers and I was like looking forward to it.
Yeah, I actually want to see it. I haven't heard good things. So
Amy Adams won, right?
Really?
Yeah. Amy Adams.
Netflix took it up?
Yeah, Netflix. And then there was something else. Oh, Guy Ritchie's new movie with Jason Statham just came out.
Yeah, I want to see it. I was actually going to ask you guys if you wanted to go watch it because
I'd be down.
We saw Gentlemen, so
yeah, I'd be down. I'd like to.
Guy Ritchie, I don't know, man. I can't say any of his movies other than what was it, Snatched? I love Snatched.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
Right?
I've only ever seen The Gentleman, I think. That's the only one I've seen.
Snatch is great.
Snatch is very good.
Yeah, and everything else he does is fine, but he still has yet to. I thought Gentleman was actually pretty good, but other than that, he hasn't returned to Snatched levels.
Not a fan of the Aladdin remake.
Shut the fuck up! I keep forgetting he made that.
Yeah,
it's hard to fathom. And then he goes to dude, that's weird thinking about. Actually, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so cool new movies. I actually have a lot of movie news. I'm gonna speed run through.
Sure.
Okay. Got a cool new picture of Michael Myers. Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills is done and has been done for about 2 years now. And the movie has already been screened multiple times. They had a screening right before COVID. And everyone said the movie was awesome and is the best Halloween movie. But, anyone can say that during a screening to get hype going with the movie. So, again, very excited. Michael's mask is all burned. Apparently, the mask is also burned into his flesh in part of the movie, which is very, very cool. Also, I don't know how they're going to explain how he has no fingers because he got his fingers shot off. So I don't know how that's going to work. So anyway,
he just grows them back. He has
I guess
powers.
Because I just thought it was funny, like going into Halloween 2018, and they're like, we took away all of his powers from Halloween 5. This is a direct sequel to 1, and then he gets his finger shot off, and he gets stabbed, and he gets shot. It's like,
and he literally dies in that basement on fire thing. Yeah, come on.
And he gets out. So anyway,
ridiculous. I hated that movie.
I'm excited. I'm excited to watch it because it's just going to be like the town hunting Michael. Sure, I don't care. I love Halloween. It's my favorite slasher franchise. Probably my favorite horror franchise ever. So I don't really care. I'm down. Also, I didn't want to report on this, but I will say this: Lucas Black on appreciating the legacy of Tokyo Drift and reuniting with Fast Family for F9, and that is Mr. Sean himself.
Yeah.
Little article about him coming back in F9 because we did get, I guess, kind of spoiled, on that. So anyway, just thought it was a nice little article. He's talking about how nice it is to return to the Fast and Furious movies after being gone from all of them. So anyway,
he's actually gonna have a role afterwards too.
I think he's gonna be part of the family. We'll see. Dave Bautista, he turned down, I guess, being in the new Fast and Furious movie because he wanted to pitch a Gears of War movie. Again, would have been pretty cool to see, but it looks like it's not happening.
I guess he would have been Dom's brother instead.
Yeah,
that would have been so much better than John Cena.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. Also, we got our first look at Snake Eyes, a G.I. Joe movie. They're going very like martial arts, swords fighting with this movie. I don't really care. I just thought I saw the image from Entertainment Weekly, and it's in a Japanese dojo, and he has a samurai sword, and I was like, Okay, I mean that looks kind of cool. I guess whatever. Also, we got a couple Indiana Jones 5 castings. Casting for that's kind of booming up. We got Mangold directing. We got Harrison Ford, John Williams back. We also got Boyd Holbrook. I don't know who that is. If I probably looked in his filmography, I'd find out. And then Shawnette Renee Wilson. I'm pretty sure she's the lady in the new James Bond movie that everyone went apeshit about because she's black or whatever. Because that just pissed me off.
Is that Captain Marvel girl?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's in it. Cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with 82-year-old Indiana Jones, or however how old he is now. So anyway, we also, for some reason, are getting an Enola Holmes sequel on Netflix. I thought I'd mention that.
Must have done well streaming, I guess.
Well, actually, Netflix. Remember that movie that came out? It was like a Polish film they picked up called 365 Days, and it was like the
That's getting a sequel?
That's getting a sequel, yeah.
That was considered like one of the worst movies of all time.
Yeah, the super controversial, like really bad erotic thriller.
I know what you're talking about.
It's getting a sequel, and Netflix is doing a sequel.
Wild.
It was Polish? I thought it was whatever.
Venice Film Festival has gotten Dune.
Nice.
So we'll probably hear the reviews just like we did from Joker about Dune. So
let's just go to Venice.
Yep, let's do it, guys.
We're gonna go to Cannes. We're gonna go to Venice.
It'd be pretty
gnarly.
Last couple things I have really quickly. We have Shang-Chi and Free Guy are sticking to theatrical window this summer, and then they will put streaming 45 days after their premiere date. Nice. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 just wrapped filming. I'm excited. We're getting Knuckles. I don't know, man. Let's hope it's good. Also, last thing.
We're getting Knuckles and Tails?
Yeah. Knuckles is in it. It's going to be pretty gnarly. Eddie looks sick. There were some behind the scenes photos. Yeah. There's some behind the scenes photos. They have to, on set, they had to have literal like statues of the characters. So like like when they do like animated characters IRL, they have to have like something there, but since no one is actually in a stop motion suit, they just got a statue or like a cardboard cutout, and they just put it in the shot, and the actors whatever so they had Tails, Sonic, and Knuckles, and they're all the renders that they're using in the movie, and Knuckles looks awesome. So
how much do you want to bet they're gonna make like a Knuckles joke about the meme that like went around?
I mean, it's gonna happen.
It's inevitable, right? They're gonna
because remember there was the Sonic flashback to when he was a child. We're probably gonna get one of Knuckles, and he's gonna be the way like me. I'm calling it right here.
No, it's gonna be the same way they did the fucking Sonic thing, where the guy held up the picture.
That was funny. Okay, I'm sorry.
That was pretty funny. No, I laughed.
Yeah, it's like Sonic's an urban legend. I thought that was funny. Anyway, so Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Let's hope they do a Knuckles meme joke. That'd be incredible. Last thing of note, I think I might be the only one that cares about this, but I want to say it. Netflix is developing an Ultraman animated movie. Ultraman is, I don't know if any of you know who Ultraman is. Ultraman is like
Ultraman.
Japanese, I wouldn't call him a kaiju, but he's like in the same realm of like the he's like fought like monsters and all that. I think he probably hasn't fought Godzilla, but he's gone toe to toe with like all that shit. He's like a giant. Yeah, anyway, very excited. Be pretty sick. So other than that, that is all I have this week. Pretty stacked movie news week.
Lots of stuff happening. Yeah. It's just beginning to get, summertime. So
I know we're getting to some actual movie releases finally. So
releases, yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, movies are back.
Movies are back.
Thanks to Vin
Diesel and the family for saving the theaters.
Yeah, thank you, Fast Family, for saving the theaters.
All right, go ahead and talk what we watched.
Sure. Thomas, why don't you start it off?
Yeah, I'll talk about what I watched last week too, because I wasn't here.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess most of it was mentioned already. Hobbs and Shaw, fun, pretty stupid though. I mean, it's really, really funny. All these movies, you just have to watch it like with people.
Yeah.
Watching these alone has to be fucking like mind breaking. It has to like hurt your brain. I swear. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Yeah, fucking amazing movie. I love Scott Pilgrim. It's just so good. I agree. And then I watched all of Invincible in 2 days. I like binged that show to hell and back. Really good. Yeah, takes the takes the basic superhero premise and just like elevates it to really, really new heights and does it very, very well. There's a couple complaints I have about it. They're like pretty minor and just not really that big of a deal, and
I want to hear him.
Take
Shoot.
away from the show.
Yeah, give me one.
The girlfriend is like back and forth. Yeah, Amber's pretty annoying at times. And my other like kind of big one was that the mix of CGI and 2D animation a lot just did not work for me. Especially when like the main characters were 2D animated in the front and they had the CGI people in the back, and the CGI people just looked so weird.
Yeah, it is a little goofy in scenes. And then Amber, you won't have to worry about Amber much longer. So
however, yeah, I'm very excited for season 2 and where it goes. Show was very, very, very good.
Yeah, the comic is like one of the best reads I've ever read. The whole like just everything about it. The comic is great. It's like the best alternative to DC and Marvel ever made, because like when you think of DC and Marvel, you think all their iconic characters, but there's no one that really can compare in terms of a full run of a comic. But it's Invincible. Yeah. Invincible is like the only other comic I would consider toe to toe with Marvel and DC because it's that good.
Yeah.
So shout out Invincible. Too. So Collin, Collin, you got a lot to watch. You got Falcon and Winter Soldier. You got Invincible. You got WandaVision. You got a lot to catch up on. Oh, and Mandalorian too.
There's too much, man.
You gotta get to it, dude. You gotta get to it.
I gotta get back on my movie run because I've been.
Dude, you gotta watch Winter Soldier. You gotta watch WandaVision. And
I know.
You gotta watch it.
I know. I've been lagging lately.
All right, and I'll pass it off. If Collin, you want to go real quick?
Well, it's my pick.
Oh, it's your pick. Yeah.
I'll go really quickly. Very short and sweet week for me. So, in my Discord, we've been watching Lord of the Rings together. So we watched Fellowship last night, and we watched Fellowship 2 nights ago, and we watched Two Towers last night. So then tonight we're watching Return of the King again. Lord of the Rings, just incredible. There's nothing really else other to say than there's that. Anyway, Lord of the Rings, yeah, sick. I'm watching a lot of concert films lately. One I've been wanting to watch for a while, but I couldn't find it. I found Song Remains the Same, Led Zeppelin's concert, and it is it's their 1973 concert at Madison Square Garden, but then it has really weird clips, like an actual movie intertwined with the music. So like there'll be like Jimmy Page will be like just like shredding it up, and it has like a weird clip of like Robert Plant like walking around a forest in a wizard costume.
It's pretty cool.
It's just it's really weird, but it's just so Led Zeppelin that it's just good. Like I mean, the music itself, it's not bad. Like I'm not gonna say like, wow, this movie is incredible. Like the actual like just the stupid wizard shit in the movie is like incredible, because it's not. It's just Led Zeppelin. So I mean, it's just like, oh, fine, whatever. The fucking music's good enough. And it's Led Zeppelin, and the sex appeal in that movie is insane. They're like Robert Plant. No, seriously, Robert Plant's like bulge is just like showing out of his pants the whole entire movie, and there's camera angles from like the bottom of like looking up at him.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Page is like wearing this like ridiculous outfit, and he's just like his shirt's off, and it just, the sex appeal is off the roof, and Robert Plant's like moaning in the mic. Yeah, I mean it's incredible. Truly, it's just a great show, great film. So if you like Led Zeppelin, check it out. It's very old. I couldn't get a good quality rip of it, but I found one that was fine, and the music's really all I care about. So it's just nice to hear Zeppelin in their prime. And that's legit it, other than just keeping up. I've really just been watching shows lately. I'm kind of flip-flopped right now because there's just a lot more like shows I'm interested in at the time, and Bad Batch is going on. Bad Batch is getting very interesting because they're getting into introspective stuff about the Empire. So they're like, the clones are getting discontinued basically, and the Empire's like, now we can just hire people to do our dirty work. And so like in the last episode, the Tarkin's like, we're going to get these people, we're going to give them money, and they're going to go murder these civilians for us. And it's actually really dark and very warlike. Like, I mean, that's how Star Wars should be, but it just gave me this weird vibe just seeing like kind of Disney just go for it, because it's literally a scene of like a first couple stormtroopers ever just murdering civilians just straight up. It's almost like the Jakku scene with Finn, but with like the first iterations of the stormtroopers. I'm sure that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
Just very very dark, very just cool to see that from Disney, because I didn't think they'd have the balls to do something like that. It kind of took me off guard, and it was very thrilling. And we have 10 episodes left, so I'm very excited to see where they take this show. And then I watched Coherence.
All right. Cool. And that's all I watched this week, in a surprise.
Oh, just Coherence?
Yeah, all I was able to watch was Coherence.
That's shocking.
It is. Like I said, I've been playing
softball.
I've been playing softball. I've been playing a lot of MLB lately because of baseball season. So I'm all wrapped up in sports right now. But I got to get back on the movie.
We all have a life outside of the podcast. It is crazy to think about, but it is true.
Fucking insane.
Yeah, I know. But Coherence, Collin, tell us a little about it.
Coherence. This is a movie I saw back in 2018. I don't remember exactly why I watched it. I think it was one of those movies where I saw the poster and I was like, that's a cool looking poster. I want to watch this movie. And so I watched the movie and I really enjoyed it. It's been one I wanted to see for a while now, go revisit again, because I remember the ending. I was like, I don't know if I liked it or if I didn't like it, but it definitely made me like think, and I really enjoyed the ideas and stuff of the movie. So I rewatched it. And I don't think it's as good as I remember it being, but I still very much like it. It's a solid low-budget sci-fi. It was only made for $50,000. The actors are essentially, these are like their first roles, really. Lots of improv. Most of the movie is improvised, which is pretty cool. And it looks nice for the budget it had, and it has a lot of big, ideas. And I always like a good, smart, complex science fiction movie. And this has thriller vibes, and it's very intense and anxiety-inducing. And so it's a good movie. What did you guys think? Because this is your first time.
I loved it. I thought it was great. It's very I told you this, but very Carruth. It's definitely Shane Carruth inspired. It's very Primer-esque, and I mean that in a very good way. I like movies like this. Like there's not. I would honestly like kind of put this in like a subgenre with like Shane Carruth's movies. I'm sure there's a lot of other movies that fit in this genre, but it's like those like movies that take a theoretical concept and they run with it, make the plot of the movie. Because I mean, it's literally based on
high concept sci-fi.
Yeah, it's like Schrodinger's cat, just in a movie, and it's just illustrated that concept in a movie, and it's just fascinating because it's just very weird to see how that concept could. I mean, it's obviously sci-fi, but essentially how that concept would work out. I thought the acting was fine. I thought everything in the movie is fine. It's just really what elevates this movie from just being low budget sci-fi is the concept. The concept itself is fascinating because you just have this crazy, all this shit going on, and you don't really realize at first what's going on. And then they're talking about it, and then everything just hits the fan. And then you have all these people going into different houses, and they're not from their original house. And you have all these different like alternate universe characters just walking in and like fucking around. And then I thought the ending of the movie was fine. It was a little anticlimactic because it just left me going like, I wonder what happened now. Because
really, the ending of the movie was like, I guess not the like ending, but that final 10 minutes was beyond my favorite part.
Okay, interesting.
Well, yeah, but like it was just kind of like, I don't know, the movie like kind of like left me thinking about it, which I'm sure was what it wanted me to do. But like it just kind of made me think like, oh, I wonder what happened with two of the same character in that universe. Like, what the fuck would even happen? You know what I mean? Like, what is this girl gonna do now? Like, she's fucked.
Yeah, I guess you're just left to think about it.
Yeah.
It kind of does. It does very ring reminiscent of the ending of Primer too.
Yeah,
they were like two operating within the same
timeline.
Main timeline. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is interesting to think about, but I agree when you say, Sebastian, it's how the narrative unfolds and you start to piece everything together, but there's still just enough ambiguity to not fully comprehend what all is going on. I think that's what makes it so inherently fascinating too. Yeah, because not only is it like very complex and smart about how it like reveals things and how things progress, but it's done so in such an entertaining and fast-paced, like, and very tense way. I always like a good thriller, right? And it just combines like thriller and sci-fi in the best of ways for me.
Yeah, no, I definitely liked it towards the end. At first, I honestly hated it for like the first like almost 30 minutes. Even I was fucking. Oh, I thought it was awful. I hated the characters. The characters, they're so fucking annoying.
What?
The whole like snobby rich.
I got my ketamine right here.
Oh, look at my ketamine. Oh, I run Skype. Fool, look at me. Oh my god, they're so fucking annoying.
I actually never found the characters annoying. I thought like their
I didn't either,
dynamics and relationships were actually quite,
I don't know, and just like
it felt real to me. Like the characters felt real, and I think that's what I appreciated most.
I don't know. When they were talking, I was like, no way, some people talk like this. I was just like, holy shit.
I think that has part to do with the level of improv they were given.
Yeah,
because you can tell like there are a few line deliveries and a few lines that you're just like, that's not.
It was, that's what other thing I was gonna say. Right, it was like a low budget sci-fi film, but I don't know why you're doing improv with actors who aren't experienced in improv too.
Sure.
Like there's so many points where it felt like they were talking because they were told they needed to talk here.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I really wanted to nitpick too, I mean, also they really quickly understood this theoretical concept.
Oh my god!
That's one thing that I noticed the second time around too.
And it's kind of funny because I was thinking about that. I'm like, wow, you guys just like accepted this situation pretty quickly. Because if I was in this situation, I'd be like, I want to make sure that what we're all talking about here is actually going on, because they were really quick to jump. Like Mike's like, I'm gonna go kill the other Mike. I'm gonna go run over there. I'm gonna kill him. And it's you don't even know what's going on. You all might just be freaking the fuck out for no reason.
Yeah. I will say, I think the narrative does enough to like sort of justify their actions in some sense.
Yeah.
Nothing ever feels completely coincidental or like convenient in a bad way. Like they like due to the characters' reactions, interactions, and what happens, I feel like everything makes sense. But I will agree that like they do latch on to those like theoretical physical theories pretty quickly.
Yeah, they're like, that's it. That's what's happening.
When the movie like actually picks up too, it gets like really pretty good, especially in like last 30 minutes. I liked a lot. Like specifically, I feel like the one moment where I was just like, now I'm like completely on board. And this was pretty late into the film. I didn't like it. I liked it, but I didn't like love it. When the big reveal that like it was like two from each house, none of them were really the same. That was
when they got there too. When they all arrived there, none of them were technically the original people. Or I don't know where I'm going.
Are you sure? Because had the announcement started yet?
Yeah, because remember, there's a scene where at the very beginning of the film where the girl with the ketamine, she picks up like this plant vase and she says, "Oh, this is nice." Then the same conversation happens later in the movie, and the main character is like, "I've heard that before." And no one else recognizes it.
Yeah, I remember seeing that, but when did they change?
Well, that's the thing. I think the timelines are like cyclical and they're kind of interlooping. So the beginning of the film is actually the middle of another timeline or something like that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of subtleties I picked up on this time around that I was like, whoa, I never even thought of it that way the first time. Because then you start to realize, because things repeat themselves and you're wondering, why is no one else wondering about this? When in actuality, this is the first time that version of that character is like experiencing it. So it is kind of cool to think about that. It is very Primer-esque in that sense.
The two guys that go out at the beginning to go the other house, they come back and no one questions, like they're not telling them what happened. They're not the original people either. And they don't revealed. but they don't realize that for a while. And I'm like, this is interesting.
Oh, and then they realize it to take That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's great because the audience doesn't pick up on it either.
No, when that reveal came out, I thought that they were like double agenting it. Like they were there, like trying to.
They thought that they were in their original house.
Holy fuck! Wait,
and then when they got there, I forgot what brought it up.
They realized that they had the red Lotus.
Yeah, but when then Mike like interrogates the one guy, he's like, "I slept with your wife." That's when that whole thing gets revealed. But then he realizes that he's like, you're fucking not from this house. I'm not from this. That whole thing. But it's interesting because you just have all these fucking just timelines and shit just all over the place. But it just ended, and I wanted to know. I mean, I just thought it was interesting. I'm like, well, what the fuck are they gonna do now that there's two of this bitch in this one timeline? like, because he's on the phone with her, and I'm like, oh, dude, what's gonna happen to this girl?
About it. She should have just stuck the car in reverse. She had the key. Just stick it in reverse and send it to a different timeline.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, who knows?
She could have.
But I mean, also
she did a really shitty job of trying to kill her. If that was
well, okay. To be fair, she'd gone through that whole night already too, so she just wanted to be done with it.
Yeah, I feel like it does do a good job of kind of building on the trauma that she herself is psychologically going through, because at that point you're like, holy crap, what is real anymore? And then
she's a good protagonist, I guess, or at least character to follow. I guess protagonist. So
yeah. Because
I just love
between the relationships between her boyfriend and the ex-girlfriend and then all the other people and all the tension that builds amongst everything.
Yeah, I love how she just fucking leaves. She
just leaves. She's like, I gotta get out of here. And then to make that jump to just kill another version of yourself, I think is really interesting in itself too,
because I feel like with everything that they built up, she would probably do that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if anyone would do that, but I mean,
at that point, there's so many concepts going around there, because if you're going through that whole multiple, then she has to think about the fact that her in an alternate timeline might have already done that too. Right. I mean, there's infinite timelines, anything can happen, right?
Well, the one that she ended up getting into was the one that she got really lucky because everything worked out for her.
Yeah. Everything worked out for her. Yeah, and that's exactly why she decided to try. And
that's why I like that the ending, because she was just going through to try and choose what timeline she wanted to stay in. Because at that point, she knew her boyfriend was cheating. She was already having troubles with him. And she's just all right, I'm going to get out and choose the one I want. And I thought that was a really cool way to play up that concept.
He wasn't cheating, but
no. Well, I mean,
he wasn't giving enough care to her. That time, the main time, if you want to call it the main timeline, everything was falling apart. Everyone was starting to hate each other. It was Mike said, what if this is the evil version of ourselves?
Yeah.
So yeah. Interesting. I think the first time I watched it, I was expecting a big reveal that it was all in her head and she was in it was a representation of limbo or something like that. You know what I mean? And so then when the actual ending happened, I was because I'd already built up that idea in my mind, I was I don't know how I feel about this, but I liked it. This second time, I still liked the ending. I just feel I'm kind of with Sebastian. I feel there's something missing. Something very minor missing, but I just don't know what it is.
About the ending,
I like the fact that it lets you think about it, lets you think about that.
Well,
idea.
I
mean, I do too, and I like the ambiguity of it too. But I don't know. I just feel maybe it's a bit too abrupt. I would have liked to see things out a bit more.
It's a short movie.
No, yeah, because it just kind of ends, and it's you. I kind of sat there and just went I thought about it, and then I was just kind of because also in the timeline that she chose, it seemed like nothing had happened because I guess
the generator just came back on and they didn't leave.
Yeah, because they didn't leave the house, but also the comet was breaking up anyway. So it was just kind of she got stuck there anyway, regardless. But it was just kind of that's the end of the movie. That's it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even mind that that much. I don't know. I don't even know what it is. I just felt there's a bit more to it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad ending, that's for sure.
It's not awful.
It does, like Thomas said, it makes you think, and I like how it leaves off. But if there's like, my biggest issue with this movie is probably comes from just the budgetary restraints. Like, honestly, I'm not a fan of the cinematography that much. It's too much. There was too much handheld, and the focus was too off a lot. I wasn't a big fan of that. Also, the editing style is a little, especially in the beginning, those abrupt cut to blacks and then transition to other scenes.
Oh yeah.
Not really, like, just visually, it's not bad for a low budget movie, but like the aesthetic it's going for is just kind of unappealing, I guess, for me. Mainly in the editing and cinematography, but and lighting wise too. But honestly, like, the set they had is pretty good. I enjoy most of the performances. You know, there's only a couple times that a little off, you know, some of the dialogue's a little off, and like we said, they latch onto the theoretical physics a bit too quickly, but you know, I guess that kind of adds to like the just absurdity of it all, you know.
I just thought it was funny. It's like, dude, it's like you guys aren't even gonna like question any of this. You're just like, oh, yep, that's what's happening. Yep.
I mean, they do a bit, you know, but it does sort of shift into like, okay, let's just say this is real, what do we do, you know? So, but otherwise, I think the movie's handled really well. Yeah, especially from a narrative standpoint, and I enjoy how it plays out.
I also agree. I thought this movie was pretty sick. I don't know. I like movies like this. I also, while we were at it, what is this? I was looking at the director's.
He wrote.
Apparently, Collin, he did some Pirates thing you reviewed.
Oh, the short film. Is it Pirates of the Caribbean short film?
Yeah.
Okay, huh.
Yeah, he did that. Interesting enough. He also wrote Rango, right? Isn't that what?
Yeah, wow. Okay, wow. I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. He hasn't done anything since then. Coherence has been his last step in film.
Yeah.
Weird. So he was an art director for the second and third Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Ratings?
Sure. Oh, I wanted to say one last thing. Just because we had made the connections to Primer and Shane Carruth earlier, I felt like the visual aesthetic reminded me a lot of Upstream Color, and I wasn't a big fan of Upstream Color was edited and shot either. But you know, what can you do? It's solid sci-fi, solid low budget sci-fi at that. It's pretty cool. You know what they're able to accomplish here, especially idea wise. Rewatch, I'm going down, but I still think it's a good movie. I give it a solid 7 out of 10.
I liked it a little more than that. I'm gonna give it a 8.
8. I was thinking about raising mine up to 7 because I was sitting at a 6 before we started talking, and like talking about it more, I feel like it's one of those movies where if you talk about it becomes a lot more interesting.
Honestly, rewatching it too might might help you out a bit too.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna sit at a 6 though.
6. All right. Well, yeah, that's a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. So the director said that on Twitter he's coming news on upcoming projects. He also just revealed the Coherence Blu-ray. So pretty cool. It looks like he hasn't really been doing much, but he's very proud of Coherence. All of his.
I would be too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if you make a film,
especially for a feature debut.
It's definitely going to be, if it isn't already, a sci-fi low-budget classic. It is definitely up there.
Yeah. All right. Well, Coherence, solid 7 out of 10. I saw Noah gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd when he watched it a couple years ago. So who knows if that would have changed. But I guess we'll ask him what he thought of it next week.
Yeah.
All right. So Coherence. Thomas, it is your pick.
Okay. My picks may be not all too loved, at least, what's the term? By the whole group.
Like universal?
Universally, yeah. So I'm going to pick something I've wanted to watch for a while, something that I can only imagine has to be, I don't know actually too much about it, but I've been looking forward to watch it. It's Jim Carrey's other more dramatic role, at least out of the big two, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and the film I'm picking, Man on the Moon, directed by Milos Forman.
Wait, man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon. Yeah, you gotta listen to the record too.
Oh, okay, sick. That gives me another reason to hope.
We'll talk about the record as well.
Wonderful.
Okay, this is the Andy Kaufman movie. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Sebastian, this is actually your highest rated director on Letterboxd.
Who?
Milos Forman, because he did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Amadeus.
Yep. Makes a lot of sense because both of those movies are masterpiece. So that doesn't surprise me at all. Amadeus is incredible, and then this will probably be an instant 5, probably.
An instant 5 just to hold the top spot.
Sebastian's actually not even going to watch it. He's just going to give it a 5.
We're going to start the podcast, and Sebastian was going to be like, I didn't need to watch it, man. I knew it was going to be a masterpiece.
Well, dude, his movies that I've seen of his are pretty great. I've been wanting to watch Goya's Ghosts for a while, and The People versus Larry Flint as well.
Yeah, maybe watch them this week along.
We'll see. Man on the Moon. All righty. Jim Carrey. Okay, I'm excited. Yeah,
Jim Carrey, DeVito, Paul Giamatti.
Yeah. I do prefer Jim Carrey in more dramatic roles. So
he's a great actor, dude. Honestly.
I thought you were gonna say Truman Show for a second there. I was like trying to my mind.
I guess that's the other big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually
don't think that.
I actually haven't. I've heard of this movie. I just have never gotten around to it. So I honestly haven't thought about I don't even remember the last time I've heard about this movie.
Truman Show, Collin?
Wait, what?
Have either of you seen Truman Show?
I have
seen Truman Show.
Oh, yeah? Okay, cool. I didn't see it.
It's fine.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
It's been years.
It's great.
I don't even know.
I watched it in my dorm one day, so I guess it's been a year and a half, maybe 2 now.
I'm just more Eternal Sunshine stan, you know?
That is a very good movie, in my opinion.
Nah, I definitely like Truman Show better.
I don't know, actually, which one I like better. I think they're both about the same for me. Probably Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine's just leagues just past the solar system for me.
Yeah, it's like one of your favorite movies of all time.
It's incredible. It's like
I think it's incredible. I'd agree.
It's Kaufman's.
No.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
that's Mr. Kaufman's greatest script, in my opinion, too.
Oh, script? I mean, that is a really good script. No. I mean.
Oh, I know. I know what you're thinking, Thomas. I know what you're thinking.
Well, no, that's probably low for me too. Like in terms of all his scripts, I'd probably put adaptation above it. I don't even like. I like the filmmaking in Eternal Sunshine more than I like the filmmaking and adaptation. But I think the script is better there. However, yes, my number one Kaufman script is obviously Synecdoche.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all knew what you were thinking. You didn't have to say anything.
All knew that.
All right.
All right.
Wrap it up.
With that, I think it's going to wrap up the 47th episode of the Post Pro podcast.
Holy shit. 47 of these.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
We've gone this far.
We've gone this far. We got to at least make it to 50, guys. You know, we got to at least make it to 50.
We're going to make it to 50.
Yeah, definitely. We'll make it to 50. But that'll wrap this one up. We talked about coherence. Next week, Noah will be back, hopefully, and we're going to talk about Man on the Moon. So there we go.
On the Moon, Kid Cudi.
Yeah, the Kid Cudi record, Man on the Moon, directed by Milos Forman.
All right, starring Jim Carrey.
All right, peace out.